The Kelly Clarkson Show began like any other bright lights, cheerful music, and Kelly's signature warm smile butt from the moment Teddy Swims stepped onto the stage. There was an underlying tension. Teddy, dressed in his trademark casual, streetwear and shades, gave Kelly a polite hug. But it was clear his energy wasn't the bubbly enthusiasm the audience expected. Kelly opened with questions about his new album and tours, and while Teddy answered politely, his responses were shorter than usual. Then Kelly brought up the topic of recent online controversies about his blunt interviews, and the mood immediately shifted. Teddy's smile faded, his shoulders squared, and he leaned forward in his seat, ready to defend himself. Asterisk, you've been very outspoken lately, Kelly said with a nervous laugh. Do you ever think you might be too honest? The question hung in the air like a challenge. Teddy let out a short, humorless chuckle. Too honest? I'm not here to play a character, Kelly. I'm here to be real. His voice was calm, but his tone was firm. Kelly tried to interject with a softer comment, but Teddy pushed ahead, explaining how the industry often rewards fake personalities while punishing those who speak the truth. The studio audience, sensing the shift, grew quieter. Asterisk Kelly attempted to steer the conversation back to music, but Teddy wasn't ready to let it go. It's funny, he said, because people love it when you're real, until your truth doesn't fit their agenda. The crowd reacted with a mix of awkward laughter and murmurs. Kelly adjusted in her chair, trying to keep her composure for the cameras, but her jaw tightened. I think there's a difference between being authentic and being confrontational, she replied. Teddy tilted his head, as if deciding whether to escalate or back down. Asterisk, at that moment, the tension was undeniable. Teddy's voice grew sharper as he said, You invited me here to talk about my music, not to question my integrity. Kelly responded with, We're just having a conversation, but her tone carried an edge now. The studio lights felt hotter, the room quieter, every movement amplified. Off camera, producers were gesturing frantically, unsure whether to cut to commercial or let the drama unfold. Asterisk Teddy leaned back, removing his sunglasses, revealing a glare that made the audience collectively hold its breath. A conversation is mutual, Kelly, he said. This feels more like an interrogation. Kelly tried to diffuse with humor, but it fell flat. The audience clapped politely, unsure whose side to take. Asterisk Kelly, refusing to back down, replied, I'm just asking what your fans might be wondering. That was the breaking point. Teddy stood up, saying, My real fans already know me, and they know I don't have to explain myself on daytime TV. A stunned silence filled the room as he pulled off his mic pack and dropped it gently onto the couch. Asterisk Kelly called out, Teddy, wait! But he was already stepping away from the set. The band awkwardly played a few soft notes, trying to cover the moment, but all eyes followed Teddy as he made his way toward the side exit. Cameras caught the bewildered expressions of audience members, some whispering, others raising their phones to record the moment. Asterisk backstage. Teddy was overheard telling a crew member, I'm not here for this fake drama, before heading toward the dressing rooms. On stage, Kelly turned to the audience, forcing a laugh and saying, Well, that was unexpected, trying to salvage the moment. But her strained smile told the truth. This was not how she wanted the interview to end. Asterisk social media clips of the walk-off began surfacing before the episode even finished filming. Within hours, hashtags like #TeddyWalksOff and #KellyVsTeddy were trending on Twitter and TikTok. Fans were divided, some praising Teddy for standing his ground, others criticizing him for being overly sensitive. Exploded across entertainment news outlets, Teddy Swims storms off Kelly Clarkson Show in on-air clash. Neither side gave a detailed statement, but the incident became a talking point across podcasts, morning shows, and fan forums. Whether it was a genuine moment of conflict or a publicity stunt, one thing was clear. Teddy Swims had just created one of the most talked about moments in Kelly Clarkson Show history. After Teddy disappeared backstage, Kelly's producers immediately went into crisis mode. In the control room, the director's voice buzzed through headsets, ordering camera operators to focus on Kelly and avoid showing the empty chair. Kelly, still sitting under the blinding stage lights, exhaled slowly and adjusted her hair before turning back to the audience with a composed smile. Well, folks, she said, this is live TV. You never know what's going to happen. The audience chuckled politely, but the awkward tension lingered. Kelly glanced toward the wings, clearly hoping Teddy might return. But the curtain remained still. Asterisk back in the dressing area. Teddy was pacing like a caged animal. His manager whispered urgently, "You just walked out on Kelly Clarkson. This is going to blow up." Teddy shook his head. "Good. Let it blow up." "I'm not going to sit there and let someone question who I am," a show producer cautiously approached, trying to convince him to return for the last segment, but Teddy waved them off. "Nah, I'm done. Tell her thanks, but I'm not playing that game." He grabbed his jacket, his jaw set with frustration. Asterisk on stage. Kelly's team decided to fill the remaining minutes with a surprise performance by her band. But the absence of her guest was glaring. Between songs, she attempted to soften the narrative by telling the audience, "I've got nothing but love for Teddy. He's passionate, and that's what makes him a great artist." It was a calculated move damage control in real time. The audience applauded, but the undercurrent of shock still buzzed through the air. Asterisk, as Teddy left the studio, a small cluster of paparazzi and fans were already outside. Someone yelled, "Teddy, what happened in there?" He gave a brief smirk and replied, "Ask them," jerking his thumb toward the building before sliding into a black SUV. The door slammed, and the car disappeared into traffic, leaving photographers shouting, "After him," asterisk within hours. Multiple angles of the walk-off hit YouTube, each racking up tens of thousands of views. Fan edits appeared on TikTok, some portraying Teddy as the bold truth-teller, others painting Kelly as the calm professional dealing with a volatile guest. One viral tweet read, "Teddy Swims didn't walk out, he strutted out like it was." His music video, asterisk behind the scenes, Kelly's PR team drafted a short statement. Kelly Clarkson values open conversation with all her guests and wishes. Teddy swims the best in his career. It was polite, neutral, and deliberately vague. Teddy, however, posted a cryptic Instagram story later that night. "Respect is a two-way street. Don't invite me if you don't want the real me." Fans immediately flooded the comments, speculating on the real cause of the fallout. Asterisk the next morning, entertainment talk shows dissected every second of the clip. One commentator on Good Morning America said, "It's rare to see Kelly lose a guest mid-interview. She's usually great at keeping things light." Another celebrity gossip host laughed. "Teddy didn't just walk off, he made it a moment." Even other musicians chimed in online, some subtly taking sides. Asterisk concert ticket sales for Teddy's upcoming tour actually spiked after the incident, proving that controversy sells, but not all publicity was positives. Some venues received complaints from people accusing Teddy of being disrespectful to a host who's known for kindness. Kelly, for her part, kept her response measured, refusing to turn the moment into an ongoing feud. Asterisk a week later, Teddy appeared on a podcast and finally gave his side. "I've got nothing against Kelly," he said, "but I'm not going to sit there while someone tries to twist my words. I'm passionate about what I do, and if that makes people uncomfortable, so be it." The host, sensing the heat, joked, "Well, you sure gave daytime TV something to talk about," to which Teddy just laughed. Asterisk, though both moved on publicly, the clip remained one of the most replayed moments from the Kelly Clarkson show. For fans, it became a kind of pop culture Rorschach test. Was it a stand for artistic authenticity, or just ego clashing with diplomacy? Either way, it cemented the day Teddy Swims turned a friendly talk show couch into one of the most dramatic exits in recent TV memory. The reunion came sooner than anyone expected, 3 months later at the American Music Awards. The red carpet was a frenzy of flashing cameras, and in the middle of it all, Teddy Swims stepped out in a bold velvet suit, clearly enjoying the attention. Just a few feet away, Kelly Clarkson arrived in a shimmering gold gown, smiling for photographers. At first, they didn't notice each other, until the crowd's sudden hush gave it away. The two locked eyes, and for a moment, the noise of the event seemed to vanish. Reporters instinctively rushed forward. Sensing the tension, Kelly broke the silence first, offering a polite but firm smile. "Hey, Teddy," she said, her voice warm enough for the microphones, but sharp enough to make him know she remembered everything. Teddy smirked, adjusting his sunglasses. "Kelly? Long time, huh?" His tone carried that same edge from the day he walked off her show. Camera zoomed in, eager to capture even the smallest flicker of expression between theme reporter, shouted any chance of a collaboration. The question hung in the air like bait. In separate rooms, Teddy chuckled under his breath, replying, "Guess that's safer for daytime TV." The crowd reacted with mixed laughter and gasps, while entertainment bloggers furiously typed notes into their phones.